Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the City Show. Got your boy Chris here, coming from an undisclosed location in Alabama. We have to keep all that secret. I've got another man here with me named Chris, coming from North Carolina, and he's going to tell us an interesting story tonight. I always love the paranormal and ghost stories. He's going to tell us about, would you tell us first of all, thanks for coming on, Chris. Glad you came on the show. It's a pleasure to have you. And what is it you're going to tell us about again? The legend of...
Yeah, it starts with the legend of Berry Hill. It's a place where a lot of paranormal activity occurs.
Okay. So how long has this been going on?
Well, I think it's been going on ever since I can remember. Being a kid, you heard stories and legends about it, so a very long time. Probably since I've probably been looking into it since the early 90s.
Okay. Tell me about some of the activity.
Well, up there is, all kinds of legends, but there is a ghost train that is said to... I have never personally seen the ghost train, but that's what piqued my interest in going up there. And
really?
Huh?
I said, really? That's interesting right there. A ghost train. Tell me about that. Was it like a train that was lost, or a crash, or...
Yeah, I believe it was part of maybe a crash, but what has happened is people will drive down Bear Hill Road, and they'll come to a set of train tracks. And the legend has it that your car will begin to mess up, and like idling really bad, almost stopping, and sometimes you do stop, and you'll stop on them train tracks, and the ghost train appears at a distance, and people have said they've gotten really scared, they've gotten really terrified, and they the train will come right up on you right before your car starts again. So that's been a lot of history and legend there, and that's not my personal experience, but that's what piqued my interest to begin investigating up there.
So how long did you say you've been investigating this since the early 90s?
Yeah. Just at different times. Mm-hmm.
So what other kind of stuff goes on up there?
Well, we have the normal teenagers going up there and practicing occult activities, and that's they have drawn pentagrams up on a bridge. It's actually called Berry Hill Bridge. Drawn pentagrams up there and done plenty of ritualistic work up there, and I believe they've brought some different things forward. I think when you're doing ritualistic activity, sometimes you do call things forward, and it's a lot of weird sounds, a lot of weird light anomalies that appear over the Dan River right there at the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Unexplainable sounds that come from the wooded area up there. I mean, stuff like it would almost sound like trees are crashing and falling to the ground. But there's nothing there. There no trees have actually fallen or anything. So,
has there been any like murders or anything taking place up there, or
suicides? Lots of suicide.
Real lots. What would you describe as lots?
You hear about them. It's a small town, so you hear about different situations going on there. But I do not know where she was a teacher at in this local area, but a teacher was scorned, her heart broken, things that happened in her life, too much had went on, and she went up there and hung herself off the bridge. So
when did that take place?
I'm gonna say that actually, that's just another story I've heard. I'm gonna say that happened in about 95, 96.
Okay, and that was the first one.
Probably not the first one, but one of the more talked about, and one that I definitely heard and everything. So, and
I'm sorry.
now,
Oh, I said I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to. My question is going to be: is why is this place in particular the place to go commit the suicide? Was it just something kind of happened, or paranormal activity, or?
it's just something that over the years, I mean, it became a place that if you live in my town, everyone knows about. And I guess it's sort of secluded. It's not it's off of a main road, but this road is secluded kind of. It would be called out in the country, out in the sticks. So probably somebody thinking it's private enough for them, not to be found, or it would be a while before they would be found, or anything like that. Now, I guess not murders, but they've sacrificed some animals up there. I know it's a lot of animal sacrifices that have went on, and I've actually found carcasses up there. Me and my friends would go up there on a weekend night, drinking and partying when I was a kid, and we had found, dead dogs, dead cats, things like that. Yeah.
Are you think they're satanic?
Huh?
Are you think they're satanic?
I would say, yeah. Well, just occult practices. Yeah, I would say satanic rituals, spells, stuff like that. And like I said, anytime you do anything like that and you believe in it, a lot of times you can draw, other things, especially paranormal activity. You can draw that in. So.
Um, has there been any human sacrifices?
Not that I have actually heard of. Not that I could honestly tell you, but I'm. It's a possibility. I mean, because of the area and everything, but I just don't know. I couldn't answer that honestly, as far as the human sacrifices, just because I haven't heard anything about that. So,
are you nervous about going to this area?
me, I'm not really nervous about it. I have been terrified up there. I have been scared, but I like it. I like it. I like that feeling of fear. The adrenaline
Kind of a
rush.
rush, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I've been lucky enough to get away every time. Yeah.
You, are you are you afraid of the ghosts, so to speak, or the people that may be committing these acts about killing animals?
I think both in general. I mean, you always got to be on, especially this day and time. But years ago, you know, like I said, when I was younger, I didn't have no fear anyway, so I wasn't scared. We went up there, and there was always a group. I never really went up there alone, not by myself. I mean, I always had somebody with me, so I want somebody to tell the story if I don't make it. So,
Do you go armed?
uh, on occasions, not all the time, but on occasion, sometimes we were, but not often. But I would go now all the time. I mean, if I went now, I would go armed. But back then, it was just on occasion. I guess maybe we were armed back in a lot. Not really, not with handguns, but a couple of my buddies had trucks, and you used to see the gun racks in the back of trucks and everything. We'd have a 22 or something. Nothing major, no major firepower, but have a 22 with us or shotgun, something like that. Wasn't that we was worried, just ready for whatever might come along. Of course, when you're out there in that area, you would think you'd need something anyway. Not for the occult, but wild animals. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you know, it's a really country rural area. So.
Yeah, I always like being out in the country, and uh, I always want to carry something with you down there. So, what is exactly, I know you said the ghost train got you, but have you always been interested in paranormal activity?
For as long as I can remember, I have been interested in paranormal activity. I I think what got me started is an experience I had when I was a child. So, and huh, yeah,
Tell me about that.
yes, sir. I lived in a nice home. I come from a good family. No distress or harm or abuse or anything like that. But we lived in a house, and when we bought the house, it had naturally had a previous owner or several previous owners, and someone had taken their life in that house in the bottom room. It was called the guest room. It was you go into my house and you took a right down some steps. It was down 3 steps into a den area, and off that den was a bedroom. And like serious as can be, once a year, and in the winter months, I'm gonna say November, December. The first time I heard it, it terrified me. I didn't know what in the world it was, and didn't know how to tell. My parents exactly didn't know how to tell anybody. But lo and behold, it was the loudest gunshot I've ever heard in my whole life. And I found out the history on it because as I got older, I started talking to people and found out a little bit of history about it that I woman's husband had incurable cancer, and he took his life inside that room. So, and it was always ice cold up in there, always. I don't care if you turn the heat up to 100, it wouldn't be 100 degrees in there. I know, man. So, yeah, and that was my first experience with hearing something. You know,
Could you feel the spirits?
not then. I sort of graduated into that over the years. I think my abilities, you know, got stronger as the years went on, and the more I played into it a little bit, I think my abilities got stronger. So,
Um, do you still go into other areas that you think are haunted and look for spirits?
yes, everywhere, anywhere and everywhere I go,
Do you
where
think
I live,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
where I live right now.
Do you think that they are all around us in every building, or they're just certain areas?
No, I think you got one or more about anywhere you go. I mean, just because they don't make themselves known, don't mean they're not there. Because I mean, and I don't feel them everywhere, but I believe that they're there. And we were talking at in the hour of 3 o'clock. I mean, that's when the veil lifts. That's what I believe in.
The witching hour.
The witching hour. Yep. So, and yeah, I mean, I believe that if they wanted to, they could make themselves known anywhere we go. Just because you don't hear that a house is haunted, don't mean you can't find it. Don't mean a spirit's not there. I mean,
Do you think they can harm you?
uh, none have ever harmed me, but now I do believe that they can. There's more. I have friends who believe in the same thing. Now we don't have no YouTube channels, or we don't have no. I'm not a part of any ghost hunting crew, but I have friends that have been harmed. That have been touched by ghosts or spirits.
Touched.
So,
Explain how they were touched. I mean,
well, I have a I have a friend who took him and his girlfriend to a murder suicide house,
uh-huh.
and he tells about the air so thick in that place that you can't breathe. And he also talks about as he was going up the stairs, something grabbed him by the shirt tail and pulled him back down. He said he grabbed onto the banister, but he said when he got back up, something had actually shoved him down. And so somebody pulled him and somebody shoved him. And
Wow.
said he got him and his girlfriend and everything. They got out of there. I mean, they didn't want no more part of that. So sometimes you can go into the wrong place, and you know you can get messed with. So,
Do you think
yeah.
it's because the spirit doesn't want to be bothered, or why would they want to harm the person?
I would feel like the spirit don't want to be bothered, or it could be something a little more malevolent in a murder suicide house. I would say something more darker, demonic, possibly.
Demonic. So you believe? You said you believe in demons and angels are here among?
uh, I'm, I'm, I believe in the possibility I mean, and I would say I don't doubt that maybe I've heard one at one time, maybe, that's more leading into my actual tale on Bear Hill Bridge. I don't know if it was a spirit or a demon or what it was, but I heard that the story about Berry Hill Bridge. I heard whatever it was, and I felt whatever it was, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't friendly. And when I say a feeling, I don't mean I was actually touched by it. I mean it actually. I felt like something else was inside of me for approximately 10 seconds. Yeah, like 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 my body on the inside was not feeling normal at all. It didn't it didn't feel right at all. And what I heard, I can't explain what I don't know how to explain in words. Maybe a pterodactyl and a huh
Not just the
pterodactyl
way you described it.
and a shrill and a scream all together, and I heard it over top of my head. But what I had done up there was absolutely insane. I told you about the pentagrams up in that area
Mm-hmm.
that people have drawn them on the bridge, and I stood outside of a pentagram and I made a statement that I didn't I didn't give a damn about demons or spirits, and they couldn't bother me. And if they could, go ahead and give me a shot. And I got down inside of that pentagram, my head at the star, my head at the point, and I did some push-ups with my hands on the other points and my feet on the other points. So, the 5 points. And I did some push-ups, and within five, let's just say 5 push-ups in, I heard the most awful noise over top of my head, and I'm gonna say it was. I'm gonna say, judging by sound and everything, it was probably 15, 20 feet over top of my head, and it just shrilled. I mean, it the noise was deafening, and then I couldn't do any push-ups. I felt way down. I felt I felt just awful, you know. Just I mean terrified, all that.
So,
And
do
I
you ever
thought,
go on like any cameras or anything to see if you can catch it on film or?
uh, I've tried from time to time. Back in '90, well, back when this happened, cell phones wasn't as advanced as they are today, you know. And but I have taken some photos out there, and I don't. I've caught orbs on pictures and things like that. But I haven't caught a lot, evidence that I can save or show right now, because this this is not something I do. Like, on occasions do it, but not much. I have a child now, and I sort of stay out of the realm of the Berry Hill Bridge area because of its activity and legends, and then what I went through personally up there. So I haven't been back in that area in about, I'd say, 2, 3 years, maybe at the most. So But it was. It's definitely a place in my town, and yeah, anybody that lives here knows about it. But I I haven't caught any. I bet you there has been some evidence somewhere. It probably is some evidence like on YouTube from other urban explorers or things like that. But I haven't really looked into it lately.
I mean, that's a very interesting story, man. So, you plan on keeping this going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have? I mean, you said it was exhilarating. So you have fun with it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do. I have a whole lot of fun. Yeah. Just I just haven't done it lately. Being busy with being busy with a kid and everything. So I wasn't always. She's I didn't have a child till I was 39. I didn't even know I was gonna have children. So she's 6 years old, and I'm a single father. So, but honestly, hey, she likes ghosts. So she loves watching ghost videos and what do you call it? Ghost hunters and all that.
Yeah.
She loves watching that stuff on TV. I guess she takes after me. Yeah. So, but I it's a really interesting area if you do any research on it. I think you can find some. I think you can Google Berry Hill Bridge and get some history and tales on it as well. I don't know if you. I don't think you've ever done. If you haven't never done that, you gotta look into it sometime because it's a lot of history as far as a lot of historical stuff as well. I, I believe we were. I believe it was back in the. It was a really heavy stories back in the Revolutionary War times, or I don't think it was Civil War. I think it was more Revolutionary War back that that's tied into. So
That's a pretty interesting story, man.
yeah, yeah, that's one of the best ones. That was one of the best ones out there. I mean, I've had others, but that is by far one of the best experiences I've ever went through. I'm glad I survived it actually, because there for a moment, I didn't feel like I could get out of that pentagram. I had people helping me. I had people seeing what was going wrong, and everybody that was with me that night heard that noise. So I wasn't by myself when I heard the noise. I mean, other people heard it too. As a matter of fact, they were begging me not to get in a pentagram and do push-ups. So they were begging me not to threaten spirits and you know any malevolent creatures or whatever you want to call it, demons. But I did anyway. So,
Well, man, this has been a very fascinating conversation. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
uh, well, nah, I don't guess. I mean, I got plenty more stories, but this
Well,
will be. I guess this will be good.
we
Huh?
can do this. I like to have people back on. We can have you set up for another one again.
All right, that'll be fine.
All
Yeah.
right, man. Well, that sounds great. And it's been glad to have you on tonight. And we'll do this again, buddy.
Yes, sir, man. Yes,
Hmm?
sir. It sounds good, man.
Okay.